Right here we have two Apple Watches, and one of them is not like the other because one of them actually has built-in cellular connectivity and the other one is standard with the GPS and Wi-Fi. And so in today's video we're going to go ahead and go in depth and compare the two side by side, cover the pros and cons so you know which one's the right one for you, because the price differences is massive and you want to make sure you're getting the right one for you. So currently the LTE Apple Watch is only available on the Series 7, which is this one. Both of these are the Series 7's 45mm with the aluminum body chassis. Just one happens to be the Nike edition, and the Nike is the one with the cellular connectivity. You can tell that it's a cellular model when you look at the digital crown. It has this red ring, and also on the back here it will actually say LTE next to the Nike logo, of course, because this is once again the Nike edition. I reviewed this entire Apple Watch in its own separate video that you can go ahead and watch right there. Now the cellular version for this year, it's only available for the Series 7 and the SE. You can no longer buy the Series 3 with the cellular connection, which that was available at that time previously. But now it's just these two Apple Watches that have the LTE option. So lowest price option right now for our latest generation Apple Watch starts at $279, and that's for the SE. It's the smaller screens option, so it's the 40mm, and if you want to add cellular, it can go up to $329. And as for the latest generation Series 7 Apple Watch, the one with the newly curved design body style, its starting price for the smaller 41mm is $399 and can go up to $100 more if you choose the LTE cellular connection version. Both models do have a larger screen option, which has their own price difference. That's not too far off compared to the main entry-level price. But the quick rundown between the SE and the Series 7 is primarily this. The Series 7 receiving new body redesign, this edge display look. It still has the always-on display hardware that the Series 5 and the Series 6 has all the same similar heart rate sensors, ECG, fall detection, and of course it's running watchOS 8. But if you find yourself always exposed to the roughest elements, roughest terrain, all that good stuff, Apple stated that the Series 7 currently is the toughest Apple Watch Apple produced yet. So as internally, the glass for the display is much thicker than ever before. But nonetheless, they both share the same water resistant rating, and the Apple Watch Series 7 actually has a dust resistant rating. Same water resistant rating as the SE. The SE and the Series 7 ironically perform identical. There's no differences in performance. Battery life, it's similar, 18 hours, so all day battery. And it still is using the same processor that's found on the Series 7 on both these devices, just relabeled for the time of this generation Apple Watch. So in terms of performance, same. Battery life, same. It's just the Series 7 does have the new faster charging ability, which means it's able to charge 33% faster than the previous Series 6. And the SE does not have ECG support, does not have blood oxygen level, it does not have always on display, and it's using the older generation body style. But other than that, this is still a solid watch. So that's a quick summary about these two. Stay tuned for a more in-depth video that's coming up very soon. So there are some hidden fees in terms of having and owning the LTE Apple Watch. Now it's really your call if you want to do a 2-year agreement. I honestly prefer buying it outright because sometimes you could find a really killer deal, especially when you find a refurbished model, because last time when I bought a LTE Apple Watch like my Series 5, I was able to get this for the same price as a regular priced Series 5 Apple Watch was brand new at that time. But the first hidden fee is not only will the Apple Watch add an additional $10 to your monthly cellular plan, that's the typical cost between Verizon, AT&T, even T-Mobile, and other carriers I'm pretty sure follow. When you first activate the Apple Watch, for the first time it's going to walk you and ask you if you want to activate it right then and there. You don't have to take it to a cellular retail store. You can do it right here off your phone. Once you set up your Apple Watch, it will actually allow you to actually be able to set it up right here on your phone. And there is the activation fee, and the activation fee can vary, but it typically will be $45, at least for me was AT&T. But it's cool enough that you could just set it all up right here on your smartphone. You don't, again, have to take it to a carrier, so it's really convenient. And if you have multiple lines, you can always select the line that you wanted to forward the messages and phone calls to, like our Apple Watch. So just be aware there's an activation fee and just look for the hidden fee. Sometimes the activation fee can be waiver, sometimes there's specials going on, so just be aware of this additional fee that you may have to pay. Don't get me wrong, having LTE is absolutely amazing. The reception on these modern generation Apple Watches is very similar and close to like an iPhone. Usually the signal is slightly weaker, but not to the point where I literally can't receive anything. Heck, I can even use mobile data on this Apple Watch as well, where I could request Siri to open up the websites, web browsers by opening up WebKit. You can launch some applications that require streaming like Spotify and stuff like that. It's able to do all that on the Apple Watch, especially thanks to watchOS 8. And it was until I believe watchOS 7 where third-party apps were able to finally be able to stream audio to your Apple Watch, and you could listen to like earbuds paired to your Apple Watch no matter where you are. So you could literally leave your iPhone behind as you're doing something outdoor related, like going out for a jog or just casually just don't want to carry your phone around. That's the big pro about the LTE Apple Watch. Now, the GPS Apple Watch, don't get me wrong, there's a bunch of things that this thing could do as well, as it also has built-in Wi-Fi. And just like your smartphone, if you're in a new place, someone's house and stuff, and you accidentally forgot your phone, so long as you can actually connect your Apple Watch to Wi-Fi, all the notifications that your Apple Watch is receiving from your iPhone will all connect with iCloud. So if you get a phone call, it's going to forward that phone call to your wrist, so long as it's connected to a Wi-Fi connection. So that means your messages, your text messages, as long as they're using iMessage, your third-party app notifications, you will still be receiving them on your wrist. It's just you're limited because you have to be connected to Wi-Fi. And then if you're concerned about being limited in case you want to do an outdoor run but you want to use a third-party app to track your GPS coordinates, even though this is a non-LTE Apple Watch, it still has built-in GPS, so it's able to still track your outdoor runs without any Wi-Fi connectivity. So there's no need to have internet connection if you're just primarily using the GPS. It has all the hardware and sensors, accelerometer, and all that good stuff built into it. There's no subscription fee for this either. And then in terms of software, there's really no big differences between the Series 7 and the Series 7 with LTE, other than if you launch the control center, you see this new icon right here. If you tap on it, this will just show you your cellular data, if you're connected or not. You also have this Explorer watch face as well, which will show you the reception bars right here, as you see right here. Then you will also have the cellular complication that will just show you the cellular bars in case your phone is out of reach. So primarily the Apple Watch is always going to try to connect to your Apple Watch, and if it has a hard time connecting to your Apple Watch, the cellular Apple Watch is going to try to connect to Wi-Fi, and if there's no Wi-Fi, then that's when it's going to go to its last resort and go to LTE mode. And if you're a household that uses the family setup, which allows you to actually monitor your kid at school and stuff like that, the LTE Apple Watch will be a good choice because they don't have to connect to Wi-Fi. You'll be able to monitor your kid at school or anywhere they are, as well as them having quick access to get a hold of you in case of an emergency. And then commonly known question that gets asked a lot about the cellular version Apple Watch is no, there's no internal SIM card, so you cannot get away with like a pay to use SIM card. It's built into it. You have to contact your cellular or set it up via the app on your Apple Watch app to connect it to your cellular plan. So really, at the end of the day, even the GPS Apple Watch is more than capable compared to the LTE Apple Watch. The LTE I see is perfect for those users who just seriously cannot or just don't want to carry a smartphone around. If that's you, you can't go wrong with the LTE Apple Watch. It doesn't matter if it's the SE or the Series 7, that's just a personal choice. So for the latest and greatest, Series 7, if you don't care about the other bells and whistles, you just want the basics in terms of having an Apple Watch, the SE is a great value in my opinion. Just keep in mind, when it's the cellular version, you have the activation fee you have to pay, and then of course, it's gonna piggyback off your cell phone number that you wanna attach it to, and that's just an additional $10 per month to your coexisting cellular plan. So that's the basic important things you have to keep in mind. All in all, if you're getting an LTE Apple Watch and you wanna save some money, I recommend search online, because sometimes you can find some insanely good deals, especially on Amazon refurbished models, which I've actually done with the Series 5, and that watch still works perfectly fine. All in all, Again, it's all personal preference, all comes down to you. If you got some good useful information on this video, I'll greatly appreciate if you actually leave this video a like, as those help me out a lot, and get subscribed, especially if you enjoy a lot of tech videos just like this. If you want to know how my experience was like purchasing a refurbished Apple Watch, this one was the LTE Apple Watch, you can go ahead and watch that video over there. And in that video over there, that's a comparison between the regular Apple Watch against the Nike edition Apple Watch. So if you're curious what's the main differences between the two, go ahead and check out that video over there. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.